What is going on, guys? This is your Not So SmackDown review. This show was absolutely terrible. I'm not even going to go over it. Hardly at all. Because this show sucked. Even in Roman's delivery, he didn't even feel it tonight. You can just tell this show was not even prepared. Why? They were going on such a roll there. Is WWE really that incapable of producing good television week to week? Why do you have all those writers? Just for Vince to tear it up and get the script at 7 o'clock? The only thing that really stood out to me in this show was when Roman Reigns goes, I don't watch Raw. It's all good. Nobody does. I'm like, Vince, did you really have Roman come out and say that? I mean, that's just going to drive even more people to not want to watch Raw. I don't watch Raw. It's all good. Nobody does. I was dying. Absolutely dying laughing. I know that's about the only time I heard from you guys, man. I mean, what's going on? It was just so quiet last night. It wasn't like Monday where I see notification after notification after notification. It was just damn quiet. And I didn't mean to, like, offend anybody when they said, y'all WWE fans are fucking quiet tonight. What happened? That was more of, why isn't anybody talking about the show? But don't read too much into that. I wasn't trying to pick a fight with anybody. I just, wanted to know what was going on. Because usually my account's blowing up during the wrestling show. And I'm just like, what the hell? I'm getting bored just sitting here. It's like your guys' interaction is what keeps me going through those insufferable shows. But you can tell, I mean, 2 weeks before Survivor Series, the Drew McIntyre's on SmackDown and competing. It's one thing to do it throughout the year and then try to have somebody come on like 2 weeks before and act like Survivor Series is important. We all know that concept hasn't been important since 2014. There's nothing on the line. What are they fighting for? It's just I don't even know if I want to watch Survivor Series, let alone do a review on that show, but I know you guys like to hear what we have to say, so I do want to give a special thanks to Matt Morgan. Yes, he's around. How about that? He's running in politics as a commissioner or something? Something like that. I was watching him in Wrestling Inc. and Matt Morgan actually cut a promo on me. That was awesome. I don't get offended. Now that I think about it, I'm like, that was a stupid question. Where have you been? But that's what happens when I have a couple drinks. I didn't think about what he's been doing currently. I was just thinking of more of Matt, that I haven't seen you since TNA. Because I haven't been watching TNA since Hogan and Bischoff. When was that over? 2011 or 2012? So if you can now see where I was coming from, I haven't seen anything from you in like 6 years now. So, but that was my fault for not catching up and seeing what you've been doing. So I apologize, Matt, for that really dumb question. Usually I complain about people like, oh, that question was too easy. They really expect to get an answer out of somebody for that. That's just ridiculous. But I get where he's coming. He played it cool. So he said he was playing I was playing the heel and he was playing the baby face because of that stupid question. I was even cracking up at it. So it's all good, man. I'm just like, where have you been? I'm like, but no, I wasn't trying to get a rise out of him. I wasn't trying to act stupid just to troll him or anything. I just had a couple drinks and I wasn't thinking when I asked that. It happens to all of us when we do that. And then we kick ourselves in the head the next morning like, oh my God, why did I ask that question? Now everyone's going to know about that, but hey, it's all good. So, he was in good spirits, I was in good spirits. Whatever. I will definitely be watching that again. They'll be back for the Raw review, I don't know if I'll be up that late, but I'll definitely be back again. So then we had, to close out the show, Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. They tried to make you think Jey Uso was going to pull off the upset, and I knew this. Like, I almost bought into that. And, of course, Drew McIntyre won. Now, a lot of you were saying Drew's going to beat Randy. Why? Why would they have Drew beat Randy? Edge is coming back soon. The only thing to make that storyline interesting is to have the title involved. What, so they're going to flip-flop it? Give it to McIntyre just to wrestle Roman, that because Randy doesn't want to, or it doesn't make sense for Randy to? There's no need to change the title on anybody. And I read the reports that they're not changing champions. That would be stupid. Why give the titles to somebody and then have them lose it just to have the match you truly want at Survivor Series? But it's the old man we're talking about here. He's as stubborn as Trump. I think he's actually worse, though. I think he's actually worse than Trump. Trump actually has legitimate beef to do what he's doing. Vince does not. Like firing Zelina Vega, I mean, that was just so stupid. They're going to regret that. They are going to regret that, because if she goes to AEW, they are going to make her into the biggest star over there. And they actually might work with her into becoming a better performer. Unlike WWE, where they gave her no time. They just thought she was a mouthpiece. And they didn't help her get better in the ring. You could tell when they don't take the time to help someone get better at what they want to do. I mean, it just shows. Look at Roman and Paul Heyman. They're killing it. In the ring. Even in the ring, Roman's getting better. Because of who he's surrounding himself with. If you don't surround Zelina with anybody that could help her achieve, she's not going to achieve. I don't blame her one bit. I know it's not her fault that Vince didn't use her. I know it's not. And I don't blame her one bit for saying, you know what, fuck you, I'm not taking down my Twitch. Is Vince stupid? That would only help him make the roster happy. And if the roster's happy, they're going to perform better and get more eyes on the show. You're not using them. How do you expect them to make a living? And even if you were paying them to stay at home, they don't want to stay home and do nothing. I mean, how fun can it be to go to the gym every day, months and months and months and months and months, and still not have a job to go to? But it still says you're employed. I would be frustrated. That goes on in everyday life. You know, you go to work, you bust your ass, and then you feel like you're never going to go anywhere, and that's why a lot of people leave the company. Because the ones that want to advance see through that ahead of time, that they're not going to advance, they're not going to go anywhere. So they're going to look for something else. I mean, I'm almost 40 and I'm finally getting somewhere, but not at the level that I wish to be in the workforce. You know, but that's part of life. You got to stay professional about it, keep trying, and then eventually something good will come. I've failed many times. I mean, on YouTube, I've failed for 11 years. I started out doing guitar stuff for like the first 4 or 5. Then I took a break because I quit. And it's like, this is too frustrating. No one's going to watch me. No one's going to give a shit. And then I went to Madden, thinking, oh, I could do what TD Barrett does. I can get all those viewers playing Madden. Nope. I quit that too, and I regret that because I could add another platform there, but then the pandemic started. Like, you know what, I'm going to give it another go. And I started doing WWE and wrestling, and finally something clicked. you do have to fail to succeed, but it's what you do with it that makes it all important. Like John Cena said in his interview with Chris Van Vliet, that's where his never give up came from, because he failed so much with the rapper gimmick. Then when he became superhero Cena, he felt he failed in that, but he kept on going until he finally connected with the audience. Whether they booed him or they cheered him, it was loud, so he knew he was doing his job. That's all it takes, is to keep trying. It could be 10 years, could be 15 years. Until it finally happens. And I wish that someone would go back behind that cloud. But it's just crazy. Plus, I do have some plans today, and I didn't want to come back in the dark again. I know that could be frustrating for advertisers to not be able to see at least see me record to you guys, so I wanted to get this done before I left anywhere. I'm sorry, who the fuck would be calling me on a Saturday? But anyways, I knew too you guys probably wouldn't be on the live stream at this time of day, so just getting it out there, and you guys can come back and watch it as you choose. But you know what thing that really gets me? How was Zelina Vega let go before Retribution? Retribution is still there. I just thought of that and holy fuck. She got let go before Slapjack? That's a crime in itself. God, mad at myself. I'm mad at myself. Why I couldn't ask that question last night. See, that's what happens to me. When I come up with really good stuff, it's always after the fact. How many of you go through that? It's just what can but it happens so fast when they're doing that shit, and it's I only got so much time to get a good super chat in, where they might not read it, and that's what gets you, the pressure of you have to get it in soon, or you may not be heard, and that's when we come up with stupid questions. Sorry, Matt. But it's if I would have thought about that, I'm wow, she actually did get let go before Retribution. That is terrible. Wait 1 second, guys. That is terrible. That she got let go before Retribution. I didn't even think of that. And it's wow. Honey, don't worry, Zelina Vega and now Aleister Black, AEW would love to have you. I'm sure Tony Khan's getting that phone line ready, saying, okay, here we go, we got some more talent coming this way. You know he is. Tony Khan's smart, man. He's smart. But the thing I want to say about that is everyone's they're going after all the WWE rejects. First of all, they're not rejects. These are actually good talent that is frustrated with not being used. That does not make them a reject. 2, Tony Khan hasn't signed every one of them. He hasn't. He had Matt Cardona. Where is he? He only showed up for a couple Dynamites in a pay-per-view. That doesn't mean they're under contract. So, because that was just the independent scene is not doing anything right now. So he had to go to AEW to get his name out there, let him know, hey, I'm available. That's what Tony helped him use that platform for. Now, if he goes to AEW full-time, great. If not, people won't forget who he is, or that he is ready to go. Don't you want everybody to be happy? Stop calling them rejects. They're not rejects. They're good talent. They were just never used properly. They all had a chance to succeed. But, look at FTR. All they did was switch one promotion, and they're 8-1, the best record they ever had. And they held on to the titles already. And Zelina Vega release, we know. Okay, everyone's talking about that, we know. That's what. Where have you been? Now I feel like Matt Morgan over here. Like, ah, oh, God, I'm kicking myself in the ass for that. But hey, it's all good spirits. It was fun. So, I'm sure I'll impress them by coming back and be like, I'm not scared. I'm not going to cry about it. That was a dumb question. I apologize. And he'll be like, whoa. You know what? You're a cool dude. Yeah, if I get that out of it, I'm good to go, man. I'm good to go. But even during that, people were tweeting about the election. Is that where you guys were? Like, were you guys all learning about what Trump's going to do next, what Pelosi's going to do next? I wish he could fire her. I don't mean to be mean, but that woman does not care about us at all. She's been a reason why we haven't received more money. Because she handles things sloppy. She wants to help people that are not running things correctly. So do you blame Trump for saying, no, I'm not going to do that? I'm not going to support those states that are not saving millions of dollars to put in the right places. I mean, they gave a lot of money in March to help businesses and to help states stay afloat. And if they used it poorly, why bail them out again? They're just going to repeat it. And then 3 months down the line, it's like, oh, Mr. Trump, we're out of money. Can you please help us? They're going to do that like every couple months. So why baby him? And that's why a lot of people don't like him, because he's not going to bend over and take it up the ass. He's not. I wasn't a big fan of him to begin with. I'll admit that. I thought he was a jerk. But now I see why. And you have to be hard on people sometimes to get them to see the truth. I mean, look at what's going on now with all the cheating and, oh, there's no evidence, there's no evidence. That's just the media telling you there's no evidence because they don't want him there. They don't like how he treated them. By saying that's a stupid question, I don't want to answer that, or you're out of line, next person please. You know, that's all that is a vendetta. They don't like how he treated them, so they're taking it out on him by trying to steal the election from him. And that's petty bullshit. That really is. Like, I'd rather... Look, if it comes back, all the recounts and everything was fair, sure, I'll accept that. We all will. We'll be like, you know what, okay. At least they looked into it. They tried again. Same result happened. No problem. And I think after that, he'll see, okay, there's nothing more I can do, so I have no other choice. But he has every right to do what he's doing right now. That's in his legal rights, and he's using it. Do you expect him not to? You expect Donald freaking Trump not to challenge anything? Come on, man. Remember Al Gore for 39 days as president-elect, and then bye-bye? I have a feeling that's going to happen, man. I really do. So this is your not-so-SmackDown review. Sometimes I just want to come in and talk to you guys. Look at the camera and actually talk to you than be reading what happened on the show. If you guys like that more, leave me a comment down below and say, you know, we'd like to see more of this because not many people do it, where they actually look us in the face and talk to us instead of just reviewing the show. I figured, you know what, there's plenty of people that do that, so I'm going to be different. Every so often I'm going to try to do that. But if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It really helped me out. I do thank the new subscribers that have come to the channel. I haven't seen you in the notifications yet. When I do, I will be subbing back to your channel. YouTube just takes a while for all that to process. And if you can leave a like or comment, it would really help. Make sure to visit Thunder Rosa at www.missionprowrestling.net. She's a sponsor of today's show. I'm sure she'd love to hear from you. She's a very kind person, and she will get back to you. But I will see you guys for Monday Night Raw. Zach Suko, I'm waiting on you, brother, so we can do our review of these shows for the past week. So hit me up. Until next time, guys. Love you. Take care.